like, I want to be able to say, I just want to just be able to sum up and to address anything that's been in there, been in the old, you know, yeah. So but I don't know if that answers the question, but I'm certainly proud of it. I mean, there's moments in the record, like there's moments in moments in Only Chance We Get, and moments in Daylight Savings, and in Gibberish and Green Tree, where are for me are like little shining moments that I love. There's maybe a lyric or like a chord change or something that happened in the recording that is especially cool to me. But this record is mostly, it's about the unit. It's about the whole thing.
Well, I think, what's so interesting is that I think, for like fans and me, and I'm consider myself a fan, obviously. I think that the songs, like I hear a song like Gibberish, or I hear a song like Green Tree, or I hear a song like Only Chance We Get. A lot of those songs, and I mean, you explained why it sounds like this, but they really do feel like kind of lightning in a bottle. Like you really captured something, and you captured it, you caught it, you bottled it up, and you moved on. And so
certainly
that really comes across. And I'm saying everything that you're saying is kind of speaking to that. One thing that I always wondered, and I'm surprised I never asked this until now, was like, I think this was the second or third, because I think Home had been on a demo, and I know Home had been on the network sound. And Home was actually the song that I heard live that was one of those things that I already had the 7-inch, and then I saw you guys, and then I went and re-listened to the 7-inch, and I was like, wait, this song isn't on there. Like that was a song that really kind of, and you and I talked, even back then, you and I would talk about Home and change the lyrics. But why did you re-record it and put it on this record? Was it kind of trying to say something like, hey, despite everything that's happened, this is still what we're about?
Yeah, I mean, that for sure. I wanted to sort of put a punctuation at the end of the record, for sure. And also the song it was one of our first songs that we wrote, with Bob, and so it made sense from us to add that to this record, being related to him and whatnot. But the song, because it was one of our first songs, and it was about the band and about our friendship and whatnot. We musically it evolved a lot. I mean the difference from our the demo version to the 7-inch version to the album version. There's 3 of them out there, and they're all very different. And I feel like every time we did it, it got better. And so I wanted we definitely wanted the better version to be out, to be out there. Not just something that we would play live, but we wanted to capture it and for multiple reasons have it as the last song on the album. Well, the last proper song on the album.
How did you guys get, like, you had Gwen on Good, you had Gwen on Time After Time. What was the machinations? I mean, because obviously, well, she was kind of becoming Gwen at the time of 3D Ready. But how did all that kind of come about? Did it have to do with that Donnie guy and where you guys practiced?
Well, Bob, I guess Bob was closer to them. He was friends with, I think, maybe Eric, or her brother.
Okay.
Anyway, somehow, because of the Anaheim connection, Paul and Bob knew, we were kind of in the same. I mean, we were certainly not in the same, as history will attest. We didn't really stay with them as far as.
But then who
careers.
did? Like aside from the Offspring, who did?
But we were
Avenged
kind of in the same circles for a while. Right. We were in the same circles for a while, and yeah, it happened. Like, we had said that we should get a female vocal on this. It'll be fun. And anyone says female vocalist in Southern California in the early '90s, they thought of her. I mean, they were huge. They were huge in our scene long before they, were known on a national level. So, but yeah, that's like I had little to do with bringing her on board, but yeah, she was cool enough to come down and do the different strokes on Good, and then somehow she was dumb enough to to do it again. But we also, but yeah, we were trying to like just be friends. We didn't play with them until after. I don't remember. We played with them at the Troubadour, and we played with them. I think we played with them again. But we were definitely like we were alongside each other for a while. Like we would go to their shows, and I don't know if they'd go to our shows, but we were kind of around. But we recorded Good, and she did vocals for different strokes, and then we did a demo version of Time After Time for us. It was for a special. I don't know if you remember this. It was a John Panel production. It was a show in your hometown in Fountain Valley at Music City.
Okay.
And I think it was like Real Big Fish. And
I remember that. Because you guys played that show, and the Goo Goo Dolls played before, the weekend before.
Right.
And I don't know if you remember this. I'm going to digress into just a short you and me story. Remember how the Goo Goo Doll, the singer guy, was like complaining, hey, this amp or this monitor is going to blow up. And then I told you, like, hey, dude, when you go on stage, you need to, like, tell the people, hey, everything's cool, man. We're going to have a good time tonight. And to my surprise, you actually listened to me and did that. And I don't know, you got up on stage and you're like, hey, man, I spoke to the Goo Goo Dolls. Everything's cool, so we're going to have a good time tonight. So thank you. I don't know if I've ever, appreciably thanked you for doing that.
Right on. So, but yeah, the show, the special show that we did, it was a Valentine's Day show, and we were given a couple $100 each. All the bands were given a little bit of cash to go and record some songs, specifically for a cassette that was to be given out at the show. And so we recorded 2 songs. We recorded an early version of Guess What, and Time After Time. And that's when we had Gwen come in, and she sang on this demo thing that was only released on cassette. And then we had her on the hook for the album months later, I guess. And so she came back in and sang on the version that ended up being on the album as well. So there are 2 versions of Time After Time, both with Gwen singing. So.
Oh, gotcha. Oh, I you know what? I want to say that I know that. I remember the Valentine's Day show. I remember you guys all wore ties. Like, I remember there was like the whole like thing. Mm-hmm. And by the way, I was wrong. The Goo Goo Dolls thing was over the summer, actually. And it was, different. Okay. Yeah. But I'm going to pause.
Same club, though.
Yeah. Music City, which is now a Chinese food restaurant called Fortune Cookies.
I expect no less.
A few bands later, Carrie Nation took the stage. Shortly after that, Judge, a band from New York, took the stage. Andrew and I left a few songs into their set. As I was leaving, Nelson introduced me to Greg Brown, Scott Sundahl, Paul T., and other members of a group known as the Orange County Sloth Crew. Eventually, they would nickname me Mushnik, which was a character I had been in a high school play. On the ride home, I had no idea that those people I had just met would become and would be the gateway to the best friends I would ever have.